Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. I wanted to take this opportunity for those of you who follow us here on the podcast, but not necessarily on our sister YouTube channel, of a special series that we launched this past week entitled What Happened to Kurt? This is an investigation into the official side of the story and the alternative side of the story of what really happened to the world famous musician, singer, songwriter, founder member of the band Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, almost 32 years ago in April of 1994, when he was found in the greenhouse of his home in the exclusive section of Seattle, just off of Lake Washington. There have been voices over the years that have taken issue with the Seattle Police Department's finding that this was a self-unaliving. Others believe that there is much more to the story than in the official findings. We have thus far 6 episodes that are published on our sister YouTube channel. There's a playlist, and I've included a link in the description to this podcast episode for you to check it out. It's been an eye-opening experience thus far. We've looked at the official records, photographs, receipts from the original case file of the Seattle Police Department. And we have learned such things as the decision that this was a self-unaliving was made as early as 1 hour after the 911 call was placed. And the question is, could the Seattle Police Department have made that conclusion that early in the investigation? There has been other things that have given pause for concern. For example, there was a missing persons report that was taken out on Mr. Cobain. And in it, there seems to be some discrepancy, such as that he ran away from a treatment facility in Los Angeles days before he passed. When he checked himself in voluntarily to that facility, he could have left at any time. But more significantly, that missing persons report states that Mr. Cobain had military experience. When, if you've watched anything about him during his lifetime, read about him, the many articles that have been published, there's absolutely no indication he was ever in the military. And his personality, alternative as he was, appears to be quite the opposite of someone who would go ahead and enroll in the military. Then there's the issue that there were 4 rolls film taken at the crime scene by the Seattle Police Department that was never developed. It was only when one detective who looked at the case file, and this was not a reopening of the file at all, it was one detective looking at the records in 2014. He located those 4 rolls of film and had them developed. And they included what I feel was crucial evidence. Photos of Mr. Cobain, photos of a note that he was alleged to have left that show it up close, different angles, written in red ink with a red pen in the middle of it, meant to secure it into a pot of dirt in the greenhouse where he was found. And if you've seen any photographs of this note, which has been very controversial over the years as to whether or not Mr. Cobain wrote it or not, you will see there's a hole that was made by the red pen that does not seem to appear in the reproductions of it, and does not seem to show any of the words disturbed when that pen seems to go right through the content. And then there's the issue of one witness testified that there was a person who was picked up by a cab outside of Mr. Cobain's home on the 7th of April. This was between the time that the Seattle Police Department stated that he passed, which was on the 5th of April, and the 8th of April in the morning when he was located. Was this a situation that was a rush to judgment? Or was this a well thought out investigation where the Seattle Police Department looked at all of the evidence and followed it to the logical conclusion of it was a self-unaliving, or was it a rush to judgment where things were overlooked that should have been looked at? There's a group of forensic medical professionals who just recently looked at the files, published their findings, said that this was a homicide, and implored the Seattle Police Department to open up the files and conduct a complete reevaluation. They have notified the public in February of 2026 that they will not do that. I hope that you will join us as we continue on in our journey. We will be looking at alternative voices for receipts, for information as to why they think that there's more to this story than what the Seattle Police Department concluded almost 32 years ago. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.